Hey guys, what's up? I'm doing a side-by-side comparison between two movies. Now, in 2013, we got two different apocalypse movies. And one was incredibly successful, while the other one was not that huge in the US. Really only gaining a following of fans of the franchise it was a part of. We're talking about, this is a comparison. Now this is my opinion based on my comparison and contrast. Well, really just me going, it's a versus. This is the end versus the world's end. Okay, so let's get into this. The crew behind it. This is the end was the directorial debut of Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, who also wrote the script. And The World's End was the third installment, and of course the final one in the Cornetto trilogy, which also consisted of Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, which was once again directed by Edgar Wright, written by him and Simon Pegg. The cast. Now, okay, now which one sounds more promising? Edgar Wright, who had directed films before this, or Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg making their debut? The debut sounds exciting, but at the same time, could they do it? Well, it depends on how you react to it, I guess. Warning, I have a ticklish throat. I might just be coughing a lot. I'm really sorry. I'm getting tired of being sick. Just let it end. I have band camp in 2 days. Fuck. Anyways, cast. This is the end has Craig Robinson, like Seth Rogen, James Franco, Jay Baruchel, Craig Robinson, Jonah Hill, Danny McBride. He also has Emma Watson, Michael Cera. He even has like cameos. Also cameo from like Kevin Hart, Mindy Kaling. I don't know. Channing Tatum. Now that's a more prolific cast, so that kind of actually kind of surpasses the World's End cast, which includes Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Martin Freeman. They have Rosamund Pike in there. Hold on a minute, I need to get my phone. Like I said, guys, I'm an amateur. You can also tell by the fact that how I'm making this video when I'm making it while my freaking throat is just bothering the hell out of me and I'm going to be coughing a bit. Yeah, I know, I'm mad. But what do I care? Okay, so I said like Martin Freeman, right? Okay, also have Pierce Brosnan in there. Talk about surprising, huh? Also it has Paddy Considine, I believe. Now, which one has a cast that'll attract more audiences? This is the end. But The World's End, in my opinion, has had a cast that's been successful for the last 2 years. Successful, not the last 2 years, but for the last two films. And that is Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. They're the only ones who ever really reprised their roles and ever done, like, been in all the movies. It's cool to see. And it's really, well, okay. So, yeah, that's the cast. This is the end is more cast, is more draw in box office. The World's End will really draw in more fans. So the cast is more prolific, and both of them, in my opinion, are kind of a tie because they're both funny and they have their own style of comedy that they bring to the table. A lot of it. Now let's talk about the humor. What's the humor like? The humor in The World's End is sometimes not very crude, but sometimes there's actually some surprising humor out of the most unique, the most unexpected things. They one time got humor out of Alexandre Dumas's The Three Musketeers. It's actually pretty funny how that worked. They even got like a joke out of the Bible. Now it's involving like a. Now you'll find out if you ever see the movie, because I don't want to spoil it. There's a lot of crazy, ridiculous humor. I mean, it's just over the top and silly and crazy, but also there's even subtlety. And sometimes it just comes from the fact that, you know, Simon Pegg is just such a crazy, over the top, you know, crazy guy, while Nick Frost is more of a straight guy. Not just basically all of his friends are. They just don't have a lot of incredible youthful energy in them. Damn it. Yeah, the humor, in my opinion, in World's End is a lot more sophisticated, because I mean they get so much humor out of so many different things. Not only just, you know, sometimes like, you know, language, or sometimes when they're just talking. Basically, it's kind of how you make comedy. Because I mean, sometimes you can't always use actions to be funny. Sometimes you have to talk. But sometimes it's just the fact of the personalities of the characters when they clash together. It works perfectly, especially with Simon Pegg's Gary King. This Is the End. It is more of typical mainstream American humor with being incredibly crude and being extraordinarily silly. Unlike The World's End, which is more clever. I forgot to elaborate on that. There's a lot more witty dialogue in The World's End, while This Is the End is a lot more simple-minded in its dialogue and just relies on a lot of profanity to be very funny. Don't get me wrong, The World's End does that too, but it does it in a much more witty, much more clever and wittier way. Not to say that This Is the End doesn't help pay off. So in terms of humor, I think I might like, you know, The World's End a lot better, because it's just a lot more. It's just, you know, typical British humor, but it offers up a lot more to it, and there's a lot of creative humor there that you don't really see much anymore. And to be honest, I remember just like dying laughing more. I think I died laughing more, I think maybe in The World's End than This Is the End. Now, what about the plot to these films? This Is the End involves a group of celebrity, also the humor. This Is the End kind of also gets humor out of the way, just like self-parodies. You know, self-parodying Hollywood celebrities. They made basically celebrities. And sometimes almost, and yeah, it's kind of funny. But also, like The World's End gets a lot of humor out of parodying like sci-fi. And yeah, I'll get more into that involved into another category later, but let's just continue on. Plot. This Is the End involves, you know, like, you know, these group of awesome dudes who are at James Franco, like, you know, they're fictional like celebrities are playing fictional versions of themselves. Jade, Seth, so many celebrities go to James Franco's house party. It's awesome, but then the apocalypse hits. I mean, and Seth, James, and like, you know, Rogan, Franco, Jonah Hill. Actually, Emma Watson's also in the movie, see if I forgot to elaborate on that. Jay Baruchel, Craig Robinson, and then Danny McBride are stuck in there. They have to try and survive, and they just like clash all over each other. And of course, you know, crazy shit starts happening when all this weird apocalypse shit hits. It's awesome. The World's End is a lot more. The World's End also has an apocalypse theme, but I'll get into that later. This one involves a group of 5 friends who, years ago, when they got out of high school, they decided to go on this thing called the Golden Mile, which is a pub run, and unfortunately, it didn't go very well. They didn't succeed, but now, years later, they wanted to continue. Like, one friend gets his band back together and decided to do it again. But while they were going back to their old town to finish the Golden Mile for good, to start the Golden Mile again, and of course finish it once and for all, they started realizing something weird about this around the town they're in. Then they realized there's these weird robot-like things, or like aliens, that have taken over, replaced almost every human being. If not almost every human being in Newton Haven. That's where the Golden Mile is set. Where the Golden Mile is set. You know, where the pubs are all set. 12 pubs, and one of them is the World's End. So they decided to still continue with the Golden Mile, while also trying to protect themselves from the Alien Forces. This one makes for some pretty, which one premise do I like better? Now the crew, in my opinion, in The World's End is more of a sell because these people have had experience with it before. The cast, it's more of a tie because both the casts have hilarious people, have both incredibly funny cast members. They're so talented. Now you may say like, this The End has a lot more. Well, yeah, but I still love both ensembles, no matter what. So it's a tie for me. Humor, I think we're for The World's End more. Besides, I laughed more in that than This Is the End. Also, I did see premise. Both of them are both pretty good, so they're kind of a tie for me. Now, let's get into some good things about this movie that I like. Movies that I like. Damn it, I think I lost track somewhere. Like, it's just pretty cool how they have to do with all these aliens, you know, Newton Haven going crazy as shit. Now, which one? Now let's go to style. Both of these films are apocalypse comedies, but they're stylized in different ways. For a majority of the movie, This Is the End is set in one location, Franco's house, but there are times where it's almost outside, and sometimes in one area convenience store. And sometimes it's on a few street areas. It's just, you know, it's not that big of a set, you know? Sorry if this grosses you out. I'm sick of this. Yeah. Both these films are styled as, you know, apocalypse comedies. Now, the way they do now, but what's the style of this one? Well, you see, like, This Is the End is a lot more mainstream and silly and over the top comedy, and it's just and it does a lot of self-parroting of, you know, like celebrities, and also you have to deal with this situation where it's almost like, you know, oh, these people have to get along and try to survive when they're stuck at the house, and sometimes there's like some weird situations, some weird shit going on that they don't know about, and they don't know what it is, and they have no idea, you know. The World's End, like, it doesn't kick into place until around 37 minutes, or it doesn't around 37 minutes, or even like around 40 minutes is when it really starts hitting the fan. And what I like about that is that is that even before it's just a normal day, and then of course it starts to shit hitting the fan. Now, in my opinion, and also there's a lot more, but also there are some great action sequences in the World's End, and they're done with a quick cut editing style that is done in a stylized fashion, unlike today with Hollywood, America. But yeah. But yeah, I like that. But also, there's a lot of crazy over the top. Both these films are both these films are kind of gory. I mean, like The World's End This Is the End is a lot more gorier. The World's End has a unique way of being violent, involved, like, you know, the robots they're destroying, the aliens and that shit. It's a lot more drier in terms of the humor, and of course the style is not as over the top. There still is a lot of over the top ridiculous shit going on. Now, let's do another one. Entertainment value. Also, yeah, like The World's End does parody the sci-fi genre. Pretty well done, actually. Sorry, guys. That felt way better, actually, when you think about it. Or if the feeling comes back. Oh shit, it's back. Ugh. Okay. Which one is more entertainment value? Well, The World's End offers up a lot more in terms of action sequences, and the way they frame it, and the choreography is fantastic. The editing is very stylish, and there's just so much fun and entertainment value. But also, you get so much great chemistry from the actors, and they're just so entertaining to watch. Especially Simon Pegg, who's the massive standout. He is so over the top, and not really over the top, but he's just so energetic and crazy. And he's just so enjoyable. But all the cast members all have their moments, and they have well-defined characters. We'll touch on that later. But they are so much fun, and I really think they're there's a lot of entertainment value of the fact that not only are these aliens chasing after them, the crazy shit happening, but also it's the chemistry between all these actors. It really makes for a lot of fun, and sometimes the ridiculous antics. Now you can also say the same for This Is the End as well, because you offer up a lot of crazy shit, sometimes random. However, there's a lot more random stuff going on. It doesn't progress the plot that much, and just really is more of a awesome, entertaining distraction from shit going on. They're just trying to spend some time. It doesn't really move the plot along, but it just makes for a lot more. It just makes for some entertaining comedy. But of course, yes, what also sells it is the chemistry between all the actors. They're just really fun. They're all just really fun, entertaining. Like, you can see their conflicts, but also them trying to work together and all that shit. It's just really entertaining to see stuff like that. It also, there are a couple of funny sequences, but also you may get some entertainment out of ridiculous situations, such as, I don't know, maybe like demons. I'm filming an exorcism scene. And even a scene, and even like near the end of the film, and even at the end of the film, with an awesome dance number, awesome musical number, awesome song. Right. Okay, so which one do I like better in terms of entertainment value? To be honest, both of them are so entertaining. But if you're gonna be now, there is gonna be one specific thing. What about energy? To be honest, I found much more energy in The World's End because this thing moves along at a much faster pace. This Is the End does move along well, but to be honest, there isn't too much energy to carry it along. There is energy, but to be honest, it does have its slowdown times, and while it's not too long, it doesn't really help that much. The World's End, however, keeps moving along very well, and it helps progress the plot even further, develop our characters, and do a lot. And don't get me wrong, we get some cool personalities in This Is the End, but in my opinion, it's not as effective. Now, let me get to this. Now, there's another one: production values. Both of these films do have some solid production design, some pretty good production designs and good locations to shoot. But they also both utilize special effects, and this is an obvious thing. The World's End special effects are much better than This Is the Ends. This Is the Ends are not that good. They're a little obvious, but they're not bad, and they're entertaining. They're not bad. You can find maybe some B-movie charm out of that, but yeah. The World's End, you may see some aspects of it that are not that great, but still, I think they were good, and they really appealed to the eye. I like that stuff. I like seeing stuff like that, It was really fun and entertaining. It's just very fun. To be honest, there's just a lot more. There's a lot better production design. There's a lot better, production values. Cinematography is also very stylish in The World's End, and then whenever they use the cinematography, the action sequences, they're great. Now, another thing I want to talk about is which one is more memorable. Which one do I remember the most? To be honest, I remember both these films. Very well, and to be honest, no one beats the other. It's, both of them are very memorable, and to be honest, I don't think one is more memorable than the other. Which one would I rewatch more? Both of them. Both of them are just hilarious, and they're both awesome. Which one do I like better? Actually, before we get on to that, let's do some more other things, such as, how's the directing? For a directorial debut, Rogen and Goldberg do a pretty good job with This Is the End, offering up some fun, offering up such great chemistry between the actors, offering us tons of entertaining comedy, but also managing to do a musical number pretty well, stage it and choreograph it pretty well. Also, it's just a lot of fun to watch. They managed to really pull it off, and for directorial debut, I don't think you could ask for anything better. And that does say something. It's just a lot of fun to just see these guys on screen, you know, just doing some crazy sequences, being ridiculous, being silly. Okay, another one is the writing. I forgot to mention the directing for The World's End. Now for Edgar Wright offers up a lot more energy in The World's End, like I've said. Like, you know, The World's End has more energy. I mean, even in the more slower moments or in the character building moments, he keeps moving along well, but also he offers up an amount of heart to it. And I like that. You know, he actually manages to give the characters more of a personality than Rogen and Goldberg did in This Is the End. And that's really nice to see, knowing the fact that, you know, Wright knows how to create a lot of characters, give them a personality, even give them a bit of depth. And I like that. It really surprised me. Which one has more qualities to it rather than just being, you know, us being an apocalyptic comedy? Now, you could say that This Is the End has a bit of heart in there, and also some themes involving friendship. And, you know, it's just, you know, oh my god, it's just so beautiful, you know. It's, oh my god, I feel for these characters. In my opinion, there's a lot more effective heart in The World's End because these characters have much more personality and character to them. They also have a lot more depth, but also the actors really do the best at being funny and know how to transition between being funny and serious perfectly. Their timing is impeccable. I really miss stuff like that. So really, in terms of other qualities, but also, like, I mean, it's just such. Also, it's a fun. Also, The World's End is a fun action film with also an awesome bathroom fight scene. In case you want to know, it is fucking awesome. Yeah. Now, which one is more clever? The World's End, obviously, because, I mean, there's a lot of clever ideas involving, like, you know, the robots and their motives, and some of the ideas they used, like, to do, like, you know, to get through the creative, like, the creative gags, the hilarious situations, the awesome action sequences. But also it offered up some great characters, not to mention also some of these sequences are very well done. In terms of, also, it is pretty clever involving the backstory, the aliens, their purpose, what they're trying to do. It just makes for interesting stuff. The World's End, This Is the End is a lot more stupid. To be honest, saying it's smart is being ridiculous. Is kind of a little ridiculous. Because they're a lot more. It's a lot more stupid because it introduces, like, you know, like demons and stuff like that. You know, like biblical shit. It's, sorry if I offended anybody, like, you know, biblical elements to it. You know, like demons, stuff like demonic creatures. It gets kind of ridiculous, and although it makes for something entertaining, it is a little ridiculous. The World's End is much more clever, but This Is the End is a lot more ridiculous and stupid. Acting? To be honest, you know, you could say that This Is the End, they kind of play their, like, you know, they do have some of the characters do have personality to them. Sometimes they do pair. Sometimes they play the same characters they played before. You know, some of the actors, Seth Rogen, you know, being you know, the crazy, you know, pothead and shit or something like that, or being the character we've seen him before, that we know him as. Sorry. Jonah Hill does act a little bit different. Danny McBride kind of acts the same, though it is way better for him than some of his other films, like Your Highness. But yeah. One thing I could say about that is it's just fun to watch, you know. These characters don't have too much personality to them, but they do have enough to be entertaining, and maybe even you can just, you know, feel something about these characters, be someone involved in the situation, feel for them. But in terms of acting wise, I mean, they do offer up some solid drama, but to be honest, it doesn't really hit a lot of high marks as The World's End. The World's End, in my opinion, has much better acting, especially when it comes to the drama, the emotion. They feel more grounded and real, and I really like that. But also, they are so entertaining. I mean, some of them are straight characters, and you know they're still very funny, even with a lot of dry humor. But also, like with Simon Pegg being the crazy over-the-top guy, which is usually a role reversal, because in the other two Cornetto films, Nick Frost was more crazy, you know, silly and goofy, over the top, more energetic, while Simon Pegg was more of a straight person, straight man. I like the role reversal, worked well here. One thing I can say is that, you know, that they actually managed to make themselves work, but also not only do they bring a lot of personality and even some surprising depth to their characters, they also manage to do well with the emotion. They do it perfectly. I don't see anybody else doing it. Both of them are very memorable, and to be honest, if I'm going to say which one I liked more, it's probably The World's End. Even though This Is the End has so much fantastic entertainment value, and it's just so well done. But, you know, This Is the End is just, you know, well, This Is the End is just so entertaining, and it is also rewatchable, and I also love it. The World's End, in my opinion, is a lot better in terms of quality, because there's a lot more to it, and it's handled so well. It's also a fantastic conclusion to the Cornetto trilogy. Has some good effects, and it's absolutely a blast to watch. And if you have not seen it, I am sad, because why have you not seen them? I really don't understand why you wouldn't see them. Both of them get a 5 out of 5. I know that I'm being kind of nice. This is the end for giving it a 5 out of 5. But I found so much joy out of its silliness, and to be honest, this film knows what it is, and to be honest, it's just kind of awesome. You know, you see all these people come, all these celebrities getting together for a movie, and it's just awesome, you know? The World's End is just, you know, so entertaining. The action sequences are fantastic, especially the bathroom scene. Also, the cast is just so great. There's such diverse personalities clashing together, and it makes for such an entertaining thrill ride. I wish for stuff more like that, and I hope to see something like that in Edgar Wright's future films. Sure, he's not going to make another Cornetto film, but, you know, it'd be nice to see him, you know, I like to see him do something similar to that. I gotta see Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. But yeah, The World's End, in my opinion, is better, but, you know, not a lot of people, I don't think, not as many people have seen that as much as, you know, This Is the End, because it was more successful. But that's my opinion. Comment below yours. Which one do you prefer more? Do you like the two of them, you know, equally? Are you not one-sided? You can't decide? Just comment below your opinions in relating to these two films, and subscribe to my channel for more videos.